Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we're doing TBR prompts pick my April TBR. But before I hop into the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. Now I will say the sun is out. It was supposed to be storming today, so at least we have some sort of sunlight. However, it is now focused on my face. Lovely. And will we get autofocus to work for us today? Who knows? I actually had a completely different video plan to come out today, but it is a reading vlog and I just haven't finished reading the books for that. And I decided that I'm just going to extend that and post it next week. So for my trans rights readathon vlog, you will see that coming next Sunday. So we are having our TBR, picking our April TBR a little early this time around. And just heads up, I have completed 1 and like an 1/8 of the books I picked for my my March TBR. However, from the books I picked for my Trans Rights Readathon TBR, they will probably be complete. So I've completed 1 TBR, but my other TBR, I don't see me completing this month, considering we only have about a week and some change left to make it through it. But we'll see. But if you never have seen any of my other TBR videos, then I will tell you that I pick out 6 books for my monthly TBR, 2 books on Kindle/audio, and then 4 books off my physical TBR. I did have a big birthday book haul this month, so my physical TBR is exploding at the rims. However, we are going to be spending this summer doing a full TBR takedown, which will hopefully culminate in me buying a bunch of new books right before the fall season. You know, spooky season is a great reading month, or it's a great reading season for me. So that is the goal, that we're going to have a bunch of books to work our way through during the summer months, since, you know, school will be very much so, or campus very much so will be empty, and I won't have a whole lot to do during the day. So I guess without further ado, let's pick our 6 prompts out of my little Taylor Swift cup. Alright. Oh, nope. Oh, no, I've picked 2 prompts. Okay, so this one. First one is finish a series. Okay. What series have I don't know if I'm like actually on the last book of a series. I don't know. Well, we'll have to think. Oh, I know which book would be good for this. I should own it physically, and I don't want to buy any more physical books right now. But I know which one would be good for that. For finish a series, if I don't have a physical copy or a digital copy of a series that I am in that I am at the end of, then I will just pick one for like continuous series. All right, next one is a book by your favorite author, or one of your favorite authors. Well, lovely, lovely. Always gonna, ooh. Okay, I think I might know what I'm gonna pick for that. I don't know. But, okay. Prompt number 3. A book that features an age gap. Okay. I just read a book for the Trans Rights Readathon, You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, that features an age gap. I don't know, I really enjoyed that one. Also, if you didn't peek, I got my hair done. So now it's purple. I don't know if you saw that in the last video or not, but the purple shines a little better in the sunlight. Okay. Prompt number 4. She's a small one. A sports romance. Lovely. I think that one I'm gonna have to, well, I guess oh wait, no. I have the perfect one in mind for that one. Okay. We're getting a lot of small ones. A retelling. Okay, a retelling. Retelling of what is the question? We'll see. We will see. And then our last prompt for the month of April is a orange book. So a book with an orange cover. Oh, yes. I have one book that's perfect for that. All right. I'm a head over to my physical TBR and we're going to start picking out books. So this is what the physical TBR is looking like right now. As you can see, she is stacked, she is busy, and I have my TBR books that I picked out for this month over there out of the way so you can't see. But we've got a lot to choose from. However, I know first off, 2 books automatically that we're going to pick. For our orange book, The Princess and the PI. This is a book that I bought for my birthday, and I'm so excited. It's like a romantic suspense novel, but it aptly fits the orange cover. And then for a sports romance, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty. I probably will read this on Kindle, but I own the physical copy, and Windy City is one of my favorite romance series of all time. Then we have Finish a Series, and the only 2 books that I know for sure that I have under for that are these 2 books, which are a second part of a duet. Girl of Nightmares by Kendare Blake is the sequel or the second half of Anna Dressed in Blood, which is kind of a YA horror, gives me Scooby-Doo vibes series. And then Heist Royale is the sequel to Thieves Gambit, which is a heist thriller novel. I'm not gonna lie, both of them are really quick and really short, but I don't know. I've kind of been putting this one off, which granted I think that will hit a little more during the fall, so I'm going to choose Heist Royale by Kavion Lewis. Then for our last one in our physical TBR, we have a book by a favorite author. So I've pulled 1 Week to Win the Chocolate Maker by Timothy Janowski and The Spells We Cast by Jason June. Now we have a YA queer fantasy situation, then we have a we have an adult queer romance situation. And honestly, I'm not 100% sure which one I'm feeling more. I mean, right now we have a romantic suspense, we have a sports romance, then we have a thriller. So maybe we throw a bit of fantasy in there since we've already got a couple romance on there. So I guess for a fave offer, we're going to pick The Spells We Cast by Jason June, which, yes, is that starting a new series because this is a duology. Yes, but hey, what can you do? So the prompts we have left to pick off of our Kindle are age gap and retelling. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I have any age gaps left on my Kindle TBR situation, but I definitely think I have a retelling on here, or at least I'm 100% sure. Well, I started this last year and I haven't gotten around to it, but I'm going to pick for that one Crossed by Emily McIntyre. This is a Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling sort of remix. I'm not really sure, but it is Hunchback in Notre Dame inspired dark romance. I probably could have also picked that for age gap because I feel like that has an age gap. But now I have to think of like age gap. Like, do I have a book on here that features an age gap? That is the question. Should I simply take a guess at things is the question? Oh. Okay, so this does have... I'm pretty sure this is age gap because it looks like it's Professor TA? I don't know how I feel about that as someone who is a professor. I don't really love teacher-student, but I did download this book for a reason. At some point, it intrigued me. So hopefully the age gap and the power dynamics isn't too bad, but it's also single father. So who knows? Maybe it's not even an age gap. Maybe she's an elder, like older, not elder. Maybe she's an older GATA, not in her like early to mid 20s. I don't know. Because I became a professor at 24, so who really knows? But for that, I'm choosing The Probability of Us by Elizabeth Jade Taylor. But with that final choice, we have picked out all of our books for this month, so let's go over every book that I picked for my April TBR. So starting out with the Kindle books I picked for age gap, I picked The Probability of Us by Elizabeth Jade Taylor. Now I have like the synopsis pulled up here on my phone. And it says, Jelani Jones has a plan, finish her master's, land her dream job, achieve financial stability, all of which comes to a screeching halt when her long-term boyfriend leaves her. Her mounting debt catches up and she's forced to move back in with her emotionally distant mother. As her constructed life unravels, she accepts an offer to become the graduate teaching assistant for a statistics course, an opportunity to regain some control. Roman Hayes has a goal, become a successful software engineer, a demanding task made even harder as a single father. With graduation looming, he resolves to do whatever it takes to get the future he wants for himself. The last thing he needs is to be distracted by lurid fantasies about his captivating mahogany-eyed teaching assistant during lectures. Okay, are they the same age then? I don't know. But it gives professor-student not professor students, giving like, well, kind of. I don't know. But that's what I'm choosing because that's what I picked. But who knows? Who knows? The cover looked cute. It looked cute. Then for our retelling, we picked Crossed by Emily McIntyre. This is a part of her Never After series, which is a series of dark romance remixes, retellings, reimaginings, I think is what she calls it, of very famous fairy tales and characters. This one is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, I've read like one chapter of this like a year ago, and I just wasn't, let's just say that was a year that was not great. Not great for me mentally. But however, I've been kind of craving a little darker, spookier stuff. As of recent, I've gotten a lot of gothic romance added to my TBR, so maybe this one will capture me. I don't know. But then for a book by a fave author, we picked The Spells We Cast by Jason June. This is a YA romantasy novel. It is queer, and it says, we are never, ever casting spells together. Is there a little Taylor Swift in there? Who knows? Nigel won't let anything get in the way of winning the calling, not even his soulmate. Oh, I say we leave it there. That sounds brilliant. It is not going to focus on this book. Lord help us. But yeah, Jason June is known to be doing very campy, very funny YA queer romances, and I love it. Jay's Gay Agenda is one of my favorite books of all time. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this book gives us. Then for our Finish a Series, I have the second book in a duology, Heist Royale by Kavion Lewis. The first book in this series, duology, is Thieves' Gambit, and we are following, what is her name? Ross. We are following Ross Quest, who is the daughter of a very infamous heist/crime family, and her mother has recently been captured, and in order to pay off the ransom, Ross agrees to enter the Thieves' Gambit, which is a worldwide thieving competition that gives a wish of anything that they want to the winner, and her wish obviously is to get the money to save her mother, but lots of things ensue from there, including a romance. And given that this is kind of like half the size of the original book, I'm curious to see how we wrap it up, given how the second book ended. I'm expecting some sort of war. Not necessarily in the sense that you might be thinking of, but I'm expecting some showdowns. Then for our sports romance, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforte. This is the spin-off novel to the Windy City series. Obviously, she also announced that Wilder Woods, or whatever, the Wilder series or something, East Coast something, I'm not sure. That series is beginning this year and it's coming later this year. But In Her Own League follows Monty, who is the coach, the team manager to the baseball team in the Windy City series. He's also the father to Miller, who we see her story in book 3, Caught Up. And Monty and the new team owner, whose name is Reese, Monty and the new team owner, Reese, are kind of going toe-to-toe. They have a bit of a workplace animosity going on. However, they also have a bit of a flirtation/attraction to each other, and I am curious to see how that goes. I'm also going to pick this for age gap because I'm pretty sure he's older than her. So, well, see, it's really hard for me to recognize these things. Then lastly, an orange book, a book with an orange cover, we have The Princess and the P.I. by Nikki Payne. Now, I've seen other covers by this author, and they have intrigued me, but this one, storyline-wise, is the one that got me to pick it up. So it says, an amateur online sleuth must enlist the help of a jaded P.I. to clear her name in this exhilarating romantic suspense novel. Does that not intrigue you? Does that not make you want to read some things? But that's all I'm going to leave it there. I am kind of liking going into my books a little more blind. It is, in fact, listen, I'm not someone who cares about spoilers. I'm not going to say I'm not going to actively seek them out, because sometimes I have to actively seek out spoilers. I'm going to say I'm not soliciting spoilers from any of my comments. Like, don't spoil anything for me. But if I get accidentally spoiled of my own accord, it does not matter to me. Like, I just recently yesterday I watched Project Hail Mary, the movie, and everyone's telling me to read the book before the movie, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to have time to read the book before the movie, because I put it off to the last possible second. However, after watching the movie, I'm like, cool, I can read the book now. I am someone who will watch the movie or the TV series before the book comes out, and just automatically spoil myself. Hey. What can I say? But those are all the books I picked for the month of April. Let me know what you're going to be reading this next month. What did you read in the month of March? And I'll see y'all in the next one.